It was literally a joke, a harmless observation. The kind of thing people say all the time without thinking twice about it. Couples tease each other. It's completely normal. It's healthy even. It means you're comfortable enough to be real with each other, to not have to walk on eggshells, to just say what you're thinking without filtering every single word. He always says he wants honesty. Always. Just be honest with me, he says. I value honesty above everything. So I was being honest. I was giving him exactly what he asked for. I saw something, I commented on it, I moved on. That's what honest people do. They don't hide observations behind fake politeness. His hairline isn't even that bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's not like he's completely bald or anything. I just said it was slightly adventurous. That's funny, that's creative. That's the kind of witty observation people make on social media all the time, and everyone laughs. People laugh at stuff like this constantly. Stand-up comedians build entire careers on observational humor about physical appearance. He's so sensitive, I didn't think he'd take it personally. How was I supposed to know that one tiny comment would trigger this massive overreaction? How was I supposed to predict he'd blow everything out of proportion and turn a simple joke into a relationship-ending catastrophe? Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit hype to boost this episode. Drop a comment below with your city or country. I'm always curious where viewers are joining from. I mean, I've dealt with weight jokes my whole life. My whole life. People have commented on my body since I was a teenager. You're getting chunky. Are you sure you want dessert? Maybe hit the gym. I've heard it all. And you know what? I survived. I didn't fall apart. I didn't end relationships over it. I developed thick skin like a normal person. So why can't he handle one hair joke? One single hair joke. The double standard is insane. Women deal with appearance-based comments constantly. Our weight, our skin, our makeup, our clothes, everything. And we're expected to just smile and take it. But men hear one thing about their hairline, and suddenly, it's a personal attack that requires therapy and apologies and treating them like fragile glass. I talk like I'm the victim here, like I'm the one who's been wronged, like I'm the reasonable person dealing with an unreasonable situation, as if I didn't deliberately insult the one insecurity he never talks about, the one thing he's clearly self-conscious about but tries to hide, the one vulnerability he thought was safe with me. But I don't see it that way. I can't see it that way, because seeing it that way means admitting I'm the problem. And I'm never the problem. I'm just honest. I'm just playful. I'm just being myself. And if he can't handle that, well, that says more about him than it does about me. Right? Well, let me take you to the exact moment everything exploded. The moment I said the thing that ended my relationship. The moment I learned that some jokes aren't funny no matter how much you laugh. I'm sitting on the couch in our living room. Well, his living room technically, since I moved in with him 6 months ago, but my name's not on the lease. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon. The kind where you're in comfortable clothes, doing absolutely nothing productive, and it feels perfect. I'm scrolling through TikTok, that endless scroll where you lose track of time, where one video becomes 50, becomes 300. I'm watching memes and comedy sketches and drama and gossip and whatever else the algorithm thinks I'll like. He's in the kitchen making lunch. I can hear him chopping vegetables, humming to himself, occasionally calling out to ask if I want extra cheese on my sandwich. It's domestic and comfortable and easy. It's the kind of moment that should be perfect. And then I see a TikTok. It's one of those relationship comedy videos where the girlfriend makes fun of her boyfriend's hairline. The comments are full of laughing emojis. Not the hairline roast. Why is this so accurate? My man would leave me if I said this. I think it's hilarious. I laugh out loud, and then I look up at him in the kitchen and I see, really see, his hairline. It's receded, not dramatically but noticeably. The temples are higher than they used to be. The widow's peak is more pronounced. His forehead looks bigger somehow, and I think to myself, he's definitely losing hair. And because I'm comfortable with him, because I think we can joke about anything, because I'm still riding the high of that funny TikTok, I decide to make my own version of the joke. "Babe," I call out, still looking at my phone, still scrolling, not even giving him my full attention. "Yeah?" He sounds distracted, focused on lunch prep. "I swear your hairline is running away from me." I'm smiling as I say it, grinning actually, proud of my clever observation. Like, "It's halfway to your neck at this point." I laugh, because it's funny, because I'm being playful, because surely he'll laugh too. But he doesn't. The sounds from the kitchen stop. The chopping, the humming, everything. Just silence. I look up from my phone. He's frozen in the doorway between the kitchen and living room, knife still in hand, face completely still, looking at me like I just slapped him across the face. His expression is something I've never seen before. Not angry, not hurt, something worse, something like betrayal, like I just broke something sacred, like I just violated a trust he didn't even know he'd given me. He says very quietly, "Wow." That's it. Just wow. But the way he says it, flat, emotionless, disappointed, makes my stomach drop, even though I don't want to admit it. I roll my eyes. Actually roll my eyes. Because I'm annoyed at his reaction, not recognizing that his reaction is completely justified. I'm annoyed that he can't take a joke, that he's being dramatic, that he's making me feel bad for something that should be funny. "Oh, come on," I say, my tone dismissive, mocking even. "I'm teasing. Don't be so sensitive." He doesn't respond, just stares at me with those dead eyes. And because I can't read the room, because I don't understand when to stop, because I genuinely think I can joke my way out of the tension I've created, I keep going. "It's not like I said you're going bald, yet." I laugh again. Solo. The only one laughing. That's when he sets the knife down on the counter with a click that sounds deafening in the silence. He walks out of the living room, down the hallway, into the bedroom. I hear drawers opening, hear movement, hear something being dragged across the floor. And then he comes back, holding a suitcase. My suitcase, the one I brought when I moved in, the one that's been sitting in the back of the closet for months because I was living here permanently now, because I was home, because we were building a life together. He's carrying it into the living room, setting it down by the front door with a heavy thud. I frown, genuinely confused. "What are you doing?" He looks at me with those same dead eyes, that same betrayed expression. "If you think my hairline is running away from you," he says, his voice eerily calm, "maybe you should run after something you admire more." The words hang in the air like smoke, like poison. I stare at the suitcase, then at him, then back at the suitcase. "Are you serious right now? Over a joke?" He doesn't answer, just stands there next to my suitcase, waiting. I think he's being dramatic. I still don't get it. I still don't understand that I've crossed a line that can't be uncrossed, that I've said something unforgivable, that I've made him feel small in his own home about something he's deeply insecure about. "You're really going to kick me out because I made one comment about your hair?" Yes. Just yes. Flat. Final. No room for negotiation. And I start to panic because this doesn't feel like a fight we'll get over tomorrow. This feels different. This feels permanent. Or let me back up and explain how we got here. Let me tell you the backstory that I conveniently minimize when I tell this story to other people. The context that makes my joke so much worse than I want to admit. I'm explaining this to you, to the audience, trying to paint myself in the best possible light, even though the facts speak for themselves. He's always been sensitive about his hairline. Always. I've known this since we started dating 2 years ago. He always avoided barbers who talked about his hairline. would specifically request the ones who just cut without commentary. If a barber said something like, "Your hairline's receding a bit," or "You want me to blend the temples," he'd get tense, quiet, would leave the barbershop in a bad mood. He hated pictures from certain angles, the overhead angles, the ones where the light hit his forehead in ways that made the hair loss more obvious. He'd see photos from parties or events and immediately hate them, ask me to delete them, refuse to post them even if I looked good. Once, about a year ago, we were watching TV and a commercial came on for hair loss treatment. He got quiet, pensive, then said, almost to himself, "I hope I age well like my dad." His dad has a full head of hair at 65, thick, silver, distinguished looking. His dad won the genetic lottery. He didn't. And I noticed all of this. I saw the insecurity. I saw how he'd run his hand through his hair when he was nervous, checking to make sure it was still there. I saw how he'd avoid mirrors sometimes. I saw how he'd position himself in photos to minimize the forehead. I knew it was his thing, his insecurity, the one thing he didn't want to talk about. And I insist to anyone who will listen, I tease the people I love. It's my love language. That's how I frame it, as love, as affection, as intimacy through playful mockery. But I conveniently leave out the part where I've been building up to this moment for months, where this wasn't just one random joke, where this was the culmination of smaller cuts that I inflicted regularly. 3 months ago, I compared him to my ex. We were at dinner with friends and someone mentioned my ex-boyfriend, the one before him, the one I dated for 2 years in college, and I said, laughing, like it was no big deal, "Yeah, at least Jackson had perfect thick hair, never had to worry about that." I said it like it was just an observation, like it wasn't a comparison, like it wasn't me telling my current boyfriend that my ex was better than him in this one specific way that I know he's insecure about. He'd gotten quiet after that comment, hadn't said anything, just sort of withdrew from the conversation for the rest of dinner. I told myself he was just tired. 2 months ago, I told my best friend, on the phone, but in the next room where he could definitely hear if he was paying attention. I mean, I love him, but at least Jackson didn't look like he was aging backwards. You know what I mean? My friend had laughed uncomfortably. "Girl, that's harsh." "It's just true," I'd said. "I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. I'm just saying." He'd been in the bedroom. Had he heard? I don't know, but I should have cared more about whether he heard. 3 weeks ago, I saw a meme on Instagram, one of those relationship comedy memes making fun of guys with receding hairlines. The caption was something like, "When his hairline has its own zip code," with a bunch of laughing emojis. I thought it was funny, so I showed it to him. "Look at this," I'd said, shoving my phone in his face while we were watching TV. "This is so stupid." He'd glanced at it. His jaw had tightened. He'd said, "Yeah," and looked back at the TV. I'd laughed. "You're not offended, right? It's just a meme." "No," he'd said, but his voice said yes. And I'd ignored that, ignored all the signs that this was a sensitive topic, ignored his discomfort, ignored his feelings, because I frame all of this as playful, as just joking, as my personality. I refuse to see it as what it really is, cruelty disguised as humor, mockery disguised as teasing, deliberate wounds disguised as accidental observations, but that would require self-awareness. And self-awareness would require admitting, I'm not the fun, playful girlfriend I think I am. So I don't admit it. I just keep insisting I was joking, that he's too sensitive, that everyone else would laugh, even though the evidence clearly shows I was systematically making him feel bad about something he couldn't control. Back to the living room. Back to the suitcase by the door. Back to the moment I'm starting to realize this might actually be serious. "You can't be serious," I say, standing up from the couch. "You're really going to throw me out over this?" "Over this?" he repeats, and there's something sharp in his voice now. Over this, like it's just one thing, like you haven't been making comments about my hair for months. I was joking. No, you were being mean. There's a difference. Everyone jokes about hairlines. It's not that deep. He laughs. But it's not a real laugh. It's bitter, angry. Everyone, or just you, because I've never joked about your weight, or your acne, or any of the things you're insecure about, because I'm not an asshole. That stings, because he's right. He's never once made fun of my appearance, never once mocked my insecurities, never once made me feel small about things I can't control. I didn't mean it like that. I tried to backtrack. How did you mean it then? Explain to me how telling me my hairline is running away from me is supposed to be funny. Explain the joke. Make me understand. I open my mouth, close it, open it again, because I don't actually have an explanation. It was just mean. It was just me being cruel and calling it humor. I saw this TikTok and... A TikTok? He sounds disgusted. You saw a video on the internet and decided to make your boyfriend feel like shit about something he's already insecure about. Great. Awesome. What a fun girlfriend you are. Don't be dramatic. I'm being dramatic? His voice rises slightly, the most emotion he's shown so far. I'm being dramatic because I don't want to be with someone who mocks me, who compares me to her ex, who posts about my appearance online for strangers to laugh at. Wait, that last part. I didn't post anything online. Not yet, he says, but you were thinking about it. I saw you recording something on your phone earlier, something you thought was funny. My stomach drops. Because he's right, I was thinking about it. I was planning to make my own version of that TikTok trend. Was going to film him cooking while doing a voiceover about his hairline. Was going to make content out of his insecurity. How did you... Because I know you. Because you do this. You turn everything into content. Everything into a joke. Everyone into a punchline. And I'm done being yours. He picks up the suitcase, holds it out to me. Pack, or don't. I don't care, but you're not staying here. Where am I supposed to go? My voice is getting shrill now, panicky. Not my problem anymore. We've been together for 2 years. And for 2 years, I thought you respected me. Guess I was wrong. I do respect you. No, you don't. Because respect means not making fun of someone's insecurities. Respect means not comparing your partner to your ex. Respect means not treating your relationship like content for social media. And you don't do any of those things. I'm crying now. Real tears. Because I'm realizing this is actually happening. He's actually ending things. Over a joke. Over one stupid comment about his hairline. Except it wasn't one comment. It was dozens of comments over months. And he's been storing them all up, keeping track, waiting for the final straw. And I just gave it to him. Please, I say, my voice breaking. Can we just talk about this? No. I'm sorry, I'll never joke about it again. You're right, you won't, because you won't be here. He opens the front door. The hallway outside is bright and harsh and uninviting. Get out. And I realize with horrible certainty that he means it. This is really over. My relationship of 2 years is ending because I couldn't keep my mouth shut, because I couldn't resist making a joke at his expense, because I thought being funny was more important than being kind. But I still don't fully get it. Still don't fully see what I did wrong. Still think he's overreacting. So I grab my phone, grab my purse, leave the suitcase because I'm convinced this is temporary, convinced he'll cool down and call me back. I walk out the door, and he closes it behind me immediately. I hear the deadbolt slide into place, and I stand in the hallway, crying, mascara running, still not fully understanding that I destroyed my own relationship with my own cruelty. And the night, after I've gone to my friend's house to crash on her couch, after I've cried for 2 hours straight, After I've told her my version of events where I'm the victim, I make a decision. I'm going to post about it anyway. I'm going to make that TikTok I was planning. Because if he's going to dump me over a joke, then I might as well make the joke public. Might as well get some content out of this disaster. Might as well turn my pain into something that gets likes and views and validation from strangers. So I open TikTok. I use photos of us together. Photos where he's smiling, where he looks happy, where his hairline is visible. And I make the video. The text overlay reads, POV, when your man's hairline starts social distancing. I add a trending sound. One of those dramatic, funny sounds that makes everything seem lighthearted and harmless. I add hashtags. Relationships, ärchagar hairline check, ärchar couples humor, gashar relatable. I post it, and I wait. Within an hour, it has 500 likes, then 1,000, then 5,000. Comments start rolling in, not the hairline roast. Girl, he's gonna leave you for this. This is so mean but so funny. If my girlfriend posted this, I'd be gone. Why do we do this to men? This is toxic, but I'm cackling. I'm reading the comments, feeling validated. See? People think it's funny. People get it. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm just someone with a sense of humor that my ex-boyfriend couldn't appreciate. And then I see it. In the viewer list. His name. He viewed it. My stomach drops. He saw it. He saw me posting about him publicly, mocking him to thousands of strangers, proving every point he made about me turning everything into content. I wait for him to comment, to text, to react somehow. Nothing. Just the view. Just the knowledge that he saw it and chose silence. I tell myself, I don't care. I tell myself, if he can't handle humor, that's not my problem. I tell myself I dodged a bullet dating someone so sensitive. But deep down, in a place I don't want to acknowledge, I know I fucked up. I know I made it worse. I know I just proved him right about everything. I should delete the video. Should apologize. Should recognize that I've crossed a line from funny into cruel, into genuinely unforgivable. But I don't delete it, because I have my pride, because I need the validation of strangers more than I need to admit I was wrong. Because the likes and comments and views feel better than self-reflection. So I leave it up, and I try to sleep, and I tell myself tomorrow he'll have calmed down. Tomorrow we'll talk. Tomorrow this will all blow over. I'm wrong about all of that. Natats hinten, en poner popen, onne, al-arm. The next morning, I wake up on my friend's couch to my phone buzzing. Multiple notifications, messages, comments, all at once. I check my phone, groggy and confused. My TikTok has blown up overnight. 50,000 views, comments in the hundreds. And the tone has shifted. What started as people laughing along has turned into people calling me out. This is genuinely cruel. Imagine posting your boyfriend's insecurity for clout. He's gonna dump you and you'll deserve it. This isn't funny, this is just mean. Delete this and apologize. Men have feelings too. WTF. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is the text messages. I open my messages. There's one from him, sent at 6:47 a.m. while I was still asleep. My heart jumps. Maybe he's apologizing. Maybe he's ready to talk. Maybe we can fix this. I open it. Your ex still has the perfect hair you like. Go run back to him. What? What is he talking about? Why is he bringing up Jackson? Then another message. He agreed to let you stay on his couch. I already asked. My blood runs cold, actually cold, like ice water through my veins. He contacted Jackson, my ex. He actually reached out to my ex-boyfriend and asked if I could stay with him. I'm reading the messages over and over, trying to process what this means, trying to understand what level of done he is to have done this. And then I realize, he remembered. He remembered me comparing him to Jackson, remembered me saying Jackson had perfect hair, remembered every comment I made about my ex being better than him in this one specific way. And he's throwing it back in my face. calling my bluff, telling me if I like Jackson's hair so much, I should go be with Jackson. I immediately call him. It rings and rings and rings, goes to voicemail. I call again. Same thing. I text, "Are you serious right now? You contacted my EX?" No response. Read receipt shows he saw it, but he's not answering. I text again. "This is insane. You're being childish. Call me back." Nothing. I'm spiraling now, panicking. Because this means he's serious. This means he's done. This means he's not just mad. He's deliberately humiliating me the way I humiliated him. And then my phone buzzes again. But it's not him. It's Jackson, my ex. The guy I dated in college. The guy I haven't spoken to in over a year except for the occasional Instagram like. "Yo, your boyfriend said you're coming to stay. Is this a joke?" Oh my God, he actually did it. He actually contacted Jackson and told him I needed a place to stay. He actually involved my ex in our breakup. I'm mortified. Completely, utterly mortified. Because now Jackson knows I got dumped. Jackson knows my current relationship failed. Jackson probably thinks I'm a mess who can't keep a guy. I type back, "No, don't worry about it. He's being dramatic." Jackson responds, "He said you kept comparing him to me. That's pretty fucked up. You should probably apologize." Even my ex thinks I'm in the wrong. Even Jackson, who I claimed was better, is taking his side. This is a nightmare. An actual waking nightmare. I try calling my boyfriend again. Still no answer. Just straight to voicemail like he's declined the call. I text, "Please, can we talk? I'll come get my stuff. We can talk this through." Finally a response. "Your stuff is packed. It's outside the door. Don't ring the bell. Just take it and go." He packed my things, all of them. While I was asleep on my friend's couch, he was going through our shared space, removing every trace of me. "I can't just leave like this," I text back. "You already did, last night when you posted about me. You chose TikTok engagement over your relationship, so now you get to live with that choice." Another text. "And for the record, I deleted my social media, all of it, because I'm done being content, done being a joke, done being your punchline." He deleted his social media. He actually deleted everything rather than exist in a space where I could continue to mock him publicly. "I'm sorry," I text desperately. "I'll delete the video. I'll never joke about it again." Too late. Screenshots exist. It's out there now. Everyone knows what kind of person you are, including me. Please don't do this. I'm not doing anything. You did this. You made your choice when you thought being funny online was more important than respecting the person you supposedly loved. I'm crying again, sitting on my friend's couch, phone in shaking hands, reading these messages over and over, realizing I've lost everything over a joke I thought was harmless. "What am I supposed to do?" I text. His response is ice. "Not my problem anymore. Maybe your ex can help you. You always said he was better anyway." And then, "Don't contact me again. We're done. And before you ask, yes, I'm serious. Yes, this is permanent. No, I won't change my mind. You showed me who you are, and I don't want to be with that person." The messages stop. The read receipts disappear. He's blocked me. I'm blocked. After 2 years together, he's blocked me on everything without a second chance, without a conversation, without anything, because I made a joke about his hairline. Except it wasn't just a joke, and it wasn't just his hairline, and I know that, deep down I know that, but I'm still not ready to admit it. Why? Enkikfain. La sanalatiu, osain, ohalain. Everyone knows. That's the worst part. It's not just between us anymore. It's public. It's out there. It's a story that people are telling. My friend, whose couch I'm staying on, sits me down that afternoon with coffee and sympathy and brutal honesty. "Girl, I love you, but you fucked up." "He's overreacting." "No, he's not. You posted him online. You mocked his insecurity to thousands of people. You compared him to your ex multiple times. You made him feel like shit. and then acted like he was the problem for having feelings about it. It was a joke. A joke is funny to everyone involved. This was just you being mean and calling it humor. I'm crying again. Seems like all I do lately is cry. I didn't mean to hurt him. But you did, and instead of apologizing, you doubled down. You made it public. You proved every fear he had about you. What fears? That you cared more about social media than about him. That you'd turn him into content. That you didn't actually respect him. You literally proved all of that true in one night. So everyone thinks I'm the bad guy. Yeah, because you are. In this situation, you absolutely are. Hearing it from my best friend, someone I expected to take my side automatically, makes it real in a way I couldn't ignore anymore. What do? Delete the video, apologize publicly, apologize privately, and accept that he's done, that you burned this bridge and you don't get to rebuild it. But we were together for 2 years, and you threw it away for TikTok likes. That's on you. She's right. I know she's right. But I still don't want to admit it, still want to find a way to make this his fault instead of mine. But the evidence is overwhelming. The comments on my video calling me toxic. The messages from friends saying I went too far. My ex telling me I fucked up. Even my own best friend isn't defending me. I'm the villain in this story, and I did it to myself. Later that day, I take an Uber to his apartment to pick up my stuff, to see the physical evidence of being erased from his life. My things are outside the door in boxes and bags, clothes, toiletries, books, the little decorative things I'd bought for our space, my favorite mug, my plants, everything I'd accumulated over 6 months of living together, all packed up, all waiting to be removed, like I was never there. I knock on the door anyway, even though he said not to, even though I know he won't answer. I knock because I need to try one more time. Please, I say to the closed door, can we just talk? I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Silence, complete silence. Like the apartment is empty even though I know he's in there. I deleted the video, I deleted everything. I won't post about you again, I promise. Still nothing. I was wrong. Okay? I was wrong. I shouldn't have said those things. I shouldn't have joked about your hair. I shouldn't have compared you to Jackson. I shouldn't have made that video. I fucked up. I know I fucked up. I'm talking to a closed door, getting no response, feeling like an absolute fool. Please just open the door. I wait. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, nothing. Eventually I accept it. He's not opening the door. He's not giving me a chance to explain. He's not forgiving me. He's done. I start loading my stuff into the Uber. Box by box, bag by bag, carrying my entire life back out of his space. The driver helps me awkwardly, obviously sensing this is a breakup situation, but not commenting on it. When everything is loaded, I stand in front of his door one more time. I'm sorry, I say quietly, for everything. You deserved better than me. And then I leave, because there's nothing else I can do, because he's made his decision, because I destroyed the best relationship I ever had with my own cruelty, and there's no undoing it. The Uber driver takes me back to my friend's place. We unload everything in silence, and I sit on her couch, surrounded by boxes that represent my failed relationship, and I cry until I can't cry anymore. Dan, doubt too. It's been a week since he kicked me out. A week since he contacted my ex. A week since my world fell apart over a hairline joke. And now I'm sitting in a coffee shop with Jackson, my ex, the guy with the perfect thick hair that I used to compare to my now ex-boyfriend. The guy who agreed to meet me because I begged him to help me understand what happened. He's looking at me with something between pity and judgment, like he can't decide if I'm pathetic or terrible. Maybe both. So, he says, stirring his coffee, your boyfriend dumped you because you kept making fun of his hair and comparing him to me. And you want... What? Permission to think he overreacted? I just want someone to tell me I'm not crazy, that it wasn't that bad. It was that bad. You don't even know him. I know what he told me when he called. And honestly, if someone I was dating did that to me, I'd be done too. You're supposed to be on my side. You're my ex. Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm not on your side. Because I remember what it was like dating you. The little comments, the comparisons, the way you'd make jokes at my expense and then act like I was too sensitive when I didn't laugh. I stare at him. What are you talking about? You used to do the same shit to me, made fun of my weight, my clothes, my interests, always couched it as just kidding or just being honest. And I put up with it because I thought that's just how you were. But it sucked. It really sucked being made to feel like I wasn't good enough. Yeah, you did. And when I finally broke up with you, which, by the way, ended things, not you, it was because I was tired of being your punching bag disguised as your boyfriend. This is news to me. I'd always told people that our breakup was mutual, that we just grew apart, that it was nobody's fault. You never said, because you never asked. You just moved on to your next relationship and started doing the same things to him. I feel sick. Actually sick to my stomach, because he's right, I did this to Jackson too, and probably to the boyfriend before him, and probably to every guy I've ever dated. I have a pattern. I mock people. I make jokes at their expense. I call it humor when really it's just cruelty. And I've been doing it for so long that I thought it was normal. Thought it was just my personality. Thought everyone else was too sensitive. So what am I supposed to do? I ask, my voice small. Stop being mean to people you claim to love. Get therapy. Figure out why you think tearing people down is funny. And leave your ex alone because he deserves better. His hairline isn't even that bad, I say weakly. Jackson gives me a look. That's what you got from this conversation? That's your takeaway? I'm just saying. No, stop. His hairline doesn't matter. What matters is you hurt someone you loved for literally no reason except to be funny on the internet. And that's fucked up. And you need to own that instead of still trying to justify it. He finishes his coffee, stands up, looks down at me with something like disappointment. I hope you figure it out, but not with him. Let that guy move on and find someone who doesn't treat him like a punchline. And he leaves. My ex-boyfriend walks out of the coffee shop and out of my life for the second time. And this time, I don't get to tell people we just grew apart. This time, I have to face the fact that I drove him away with my own behavior. Just like I drove away the guy I actually loved. The guy who put up with my comments and comparisons and jokes until he finally couldn't anymore. Until he finally chose himself over me. Until he finally said enough. And I'm left alone in a coffee shop, crying into my latte, finally starting to understand what I've done, what I've been doing for years, what I've become. I'm the person who makes jokes at others' expense. I'm the person who calls it humor, when really it's just cruelty. I'm the person who tears people down and acts shocked when they don't laugh along. I'm the bully who doesn't realize she's the bully until everyone leaves. And now I have to sit with that. Have to face that. Have to figure out how to be better or accept that I'll keep losing people forever. It's been 3 weeks now. 3 weeks since he kicked me out. 3 weeks since I made the worst joke of my life. 3 weeks since I learned that some things can't be unsaid. My TikTok is deleted. I deleted my whole account, actually. Couldn't stand seeing people still commenting on my old videos, still calling me out, still using me as an example of toxic behavior in relationships. I'm living with my friends still. My apartment doesn't feel like home anymore. Nothing feels like home anymore. I tried to text him once more, from a different number. Just a simple message. I'm sorry, you were right about everything. He didn't respond. Didn't block the number. Just didn't respond. Like I don't even deserve acknowledgement anymore. I heard through mutual friends that he's doing well. That he seems happier. That he's been working out, focusing on himself, spending time with friends. that he deleted all our photos without any dramatic post about it. Just quietly removed me from his life like I was a chapter that's over. And apparently, his hair looks fine. Our mutual friend said it specifically, like she wanted me to know. His hairline is literally normal. I don't know what you were talking about. Because it was never actually about his hairline. It was about me needing to tear someone down to feel better about myself, about me making jokes at someone else's expense because that's what I've always done, about me being cruel and calling it humor. I've started therapy, my friend insisted, said if I don't figure out why I do this, I'll just keep doing it to every person I date, every friend I have, every relationship I try to build. My therapist asked me in our second session, "Why do you think you felt the need to mock him?" And I didn't have an answer. Not a real one, just excuses. It was funny. Everyone jokes like that. I didn't mean it, she pushed back. But why did you think it was funny? What did you get out of making him feel bad? And I still don't know. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why I can't just be kind to people. I don't know why my first instinct is to mock instead of support. But I'm trying to figure it out. Trying to understand myself. Trying to become someone who doesn't destroy relationships with casual cruelty. I saw him once, 2 weeks ago, at a grocery store. We didn't speak. He saw me, his expression went carefully neutral, and he turned down a different aisle, avoided me completely, and I realized that's what I am to him now. Someone to avoid, someone who hurt him, someone whose presence is unwelcome. I wanted to chase after him, to apologize again, to beg for another chance. But I didn't, because that would be about me, about my guilt, about my need for forgiveness. And he doesn't owe me that, doesn't owe me anything. He gave me 2 years of patience and kindness, and I repaid him with mockery. He's done, and I have to accept that. The hardest part is knowing I did this to myself, that if I'd just been kind, we'd still be together. That if I'd thought before speaking, we'd be happy. That if I'd valued his feelings more than internet laughs, I'd still have the best relationship I ever had. But I didn't. I chose wrong. I chose cruelty over kindness. I chose likes over love. I chose to be funny instead of being good. And now I get to live with that choice. Get to sit with the consequences. Get to be alone because I made someone I loved feel small. His last text to me, the one I read over and over, even though it kills me every time, was right. Respect grows back, hair doesn't. He was saying, you can regrow respect, rebuild trust, repair relationships if you try. But you can't undo physical changes. You can't make hair grow back. You can't unsay words. You can't undo hurt. And I didn't respect him. I didn't respect his insecurity. I didn't respect his feelings. I didn't respect our relationship enough to keep my mouth shut, so he left. And he's not coming back. And I'm learning to live with being the person who destroyed the best thing in her life with one stupid joke that was never funny to begin with. I tell myself I've learned, that I'll be better, that I'll never do this to anyone else. But part of me wonders if I'm just saying that, if I'll meet someone new and fall back into old patterns, if I'll start making jokes at their expense, if I'll convince myself it's fine, it's normal, it's just my humor, if I'll become the villain in someone else's story the way I became the villain in his. I don't want to be that person. But wanting not to be and actually changing are two different things. All I can do is try. Try to be kinder. Try to think before I speak. Try to value people over punchlines. Try to remember the look on his face when I joked his hairline was running away. The hurt. The betrayal. The moment he realized I didn't respect him. And try to never make anyone feel that way again. But it's too late for him. Too late for us. Too late to undo the damage. He let me run back to my ex, the ex I compared him to, the ex with the perfect hair. And I'm realizing now it wasn't about the hair at all. It was about the fact that I never appreciated what I had until it was gone. And now it's gone. and I'm alone, and I only have myself to blame.